Missing items from the Selector in side quest. Sandbagging is still an interesting subject when it comes to Battlegrounds, and we see, people falling out about it. Kabam responds to the 7-star shard, 4-star Punisher dupe from the arena crystals potentially being an exploit. And breathe, and much, much more. Hey everybody, hope you're doing well. Welcome back to the Friday MCN.
Oh, you really got those batteries in there, didn't you?
Yeah, I shoved them inside the red. Now he's gone quiet. Yeah.
Are we staying in tonight?
Maybe.
Just kidding. Of course we're staying in tonight.
It's rude. It's very rude. We've got the new show to do now.
Timequake! Someone change the future!
Yeah, Friday Deadpool is a bit strange. Really strange of late. In any case, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe with post notifications on all that lovely stuff. Really helps out the channel. We're at 65,100 subscribers. Woohoo! Also, a little bit of good news. So if you liked or you found this channel and saw something like the debunking series, especially with that video that a lot of people see, which is called How to Get 4 Stars from Prems, and as well 2 years ago, the How to Get a Free 5-Star Glitch Reaction and Debunking, I'm continuing the series. So I'm bringing it back. I've got about 5 different ideas. One I've already shot and will be out later on today. And we've got 4 other ones which we put out, once a month. They do take a bit of while just make, and as well, they're just fun. They're fun things. They're made as a little bit of jokes, but also we debunk the theories that players come up with. So the first thing up, if you didn't see it already, there's a Black Panther style video animation type thing on the Marvel Contest Champions YouTube channel. It's really cool. It's really sick. Go and check it out. Link is in the description down below. It's got Kraven. It's got the Black Panthers. It's really darn cool. There's Shuri. Love it. And now let's talk about and get to the things that are bugs and issues and stuff that Kabam have responded to. So, legendary side quest issue, and that's with the Selector. You might be wondering, when you go into this particular quest right here, as Iron Penguin IW has illustrated, this particular gate here, once you go through it and right to the very end, you will get a Selector at the end of it. That particular Selector may or may not be working as intended or proper. Definitely, as players have said, that anyone else not get to choose between 6-star shards and mythic crystal. I didn't get either reward, didn't have the chance to choose, okay? So, yes, problem. There was a current solution that is try restarting. That seems to work, and as Kabam Jackson said here, seeing a number of reports around this specific situation, it seems possible solution workaround is to restart your game. So, as well, if you aren't seeing it, yes, restart, and then you should see it again. It's a bit of a weird thing, especially because you go oh, this should be instant. I think for me, I thought it was working fine when I did it, but maybe I wasn't paying close enough attention to it, and I have indeed done it. Actually, there's a video concerning that going out on Sunday. There's also something at the top of a little bit of a warning in green on the forums, which does indeed say that many players are communicating the disappearance of items they select at the end of side quest path. Known solution: restarting the game has caused this item to reappear for many players. We will continue to investigate. So there may be instances where it is still not there after the restart. Just seeing if anybody else says that. Second restart solved it. So maybe even 2 restarts to get it sorted. So maybe that's the thing at the moment. And by the way, point of recording this video, it is Thursday night, and no, I do not know whether the Battlegrounds rewards are. They may be out by the time this video is released. They may not be. This is still factoring into the few days budgeted by Kabam in order to deliver those out. So you could even see them by Friday night, potentially, and that will be more close to that 10 AM PST or 12 PM PST, or maybe even 3 or 4 PM PST for it. There's no guarantee when those particular rewards will go out, FYI. And now let's move on and talk about sandbagging. So if you're not familiar with Battleground sandbagging, it's basically like players are trying to create decks that have they kind of trick the matchmaker. Like a rough explanation is that imagine having like a few rank 3 6-stars and then a load of 1-stars. It's kind of tricking the matchmaker to think that your deck strength is a lot less based on a number, like a number that you create. And then what you do is you probably face off against somebody that was I don't know, had like an entire deck of 565s and maybe a few 6-stars slotted into it. So therefore that you'd get more stronger options to take on lower options like, you know, high 6 stars versus 5 stars, or even, which seems to be the case, high 6 stars versus like 4 stars or stuff like that, if that is indeed the deck you're going up against. Battlegrounds, sandbagging is a bone of contention. Is it good strategy? Is it a case it takes away from the fairness of it? There's lots of things to consider. Is the matchmaker good in any case? No, not by a long shot. I mean, look, this is the problem that I'm finding. And the reason I'm bringing this up is I thought it was quite funny, because the post says, Battlegrounds, I sandbagged. Will I be banned? And I saw like Kabam Jex kind of say, where is it? Kabam Jex said, you did what? I just thought that was funny. And then someone said, so what am I saying? Responded back saying sandbagged. Yeah, so they've sanded their bags down. That sounds painful. But look, the reason I want to kind of bring this up is that it'd be interesting to kind of like figure out where Kabam are going with the whole kind of sandbagging and matchmaking. Matchmaking situation is not one of the worst. It's definitely not up there as being great, especially when you consider, I mean, I have problems when it comes to matchmaking. There's times where, you know, you mess up. Like, it happens, right? It is what it is. But when it comes to the situation of trying to get yourself, I don't know, I do not have a deck that has full 6 stars. I do not have a load of rank 3 6 stars when it comes to some of the defensive options and spanking champions that I want. I'm using 5 stars. Why am I using 5 stars? Again, it's just like the options. Like, it's either I filled rank 1 6 stars, which are weak, or I filled 565 options. And that's where I'm left with at the moment. I'm working on it. If you follow the channel, you know I'm working on a 2-month process of acquisition, and especially acquisition in certain types of defensive options, which are tricky, which other players, especially those that are Paragon like myself, are kind of like exponentially higher me, maybe in Alliance, or maybe they spend, or maybe, you know, they've been 2 seasons already in Alliance War, and 2 seasons already in Battlegrounds, and have done a few other things that maybe I haven't. And I've done a lot of stuff in game, but not everything in game. So there could be a little bit of a disadvantage for, and it's kind of like, it's funny to think about it, but I may be at a disadvantage facing off against some of like the top end of Paragon players. So that's the problem with brackets. It's kind of like, yeah, I do struggle at times. It's not always a walk in a park, and you might face off against, I don't know, a heavily awakened, I'm just trying to think of an example, heavily awakened Havoc, and I've not been able to draft a champion that's got an armor buff. That's not really a great example, but a 200 signature 6-star rank 3 or rank 4 Domino. You know, that tick damage is going to be annoying. The same thing when it comes to other champions, your Toads, Saurons, and things like that. Like, I've not even acquired any of those at any kind of rarity, except for Domino, which I have as a 5-star, which isn't a great defensive option when other people are using 6 stars on that champion and smashing it to bits. Maybe not so much with a 5-star. So there's a lot of bone of contention with this as to like how well the matchmaker is. It'd be interesting to kind of like know your thoughts in the comment section about this particular subject. It is very interesting, and at the same time, a lot of people have various opinions. It's a very mixed kind of like response to it. Some people agree with sandbagging. Some people, and a lot of people, do not agree with sandbagging. And others would like Kabam to kind of like figure out a best way to kind of like do the matchmaker, which isn't easy when you've got the flexibility of creating your own deck based on whatever you want. Like, I might even do some explorations and, you know, experiments with a full 4-star deck or a full 5-star deck. I've done a video like that in the past. I mean, I've got more options, defensive options, because I acquired the 5-star versions of the champions I want at 6-star a lot more easy than I do with the 6-star. So it's such a difficult thing to kind of like get right, and I think Kabam, you know, I wish them well with sorting out in future updates. Now we move on to a subject which was something that I think I put out last week. Yeah, this was a week ago, which was on the 11th of November. We posted a story about a dupe. When you dupe a 4-star Punisher, it gives you 7 Star Shards, right? And it seemed like there were some people that were able to do it. I mean, look, there's the evidence right there. But there's been an update in that particular story with Kabam saying that we recently became aware of an error that was rewarding 7-star shards to summoners who duplicated a 4-star Punisher. This was never intended, and as such, we have removed the shards from summoners' accounts. So that's what they've done. They've kind of like, they've removed them. So there's a bit of fairness there. As it would have been impossible to spend these shards to this point, the impact seems relatively minimal. But we felt that it was important to communicate the action to you. I mean, that's good. As I said, it's good that they do this and they tackle it, because it just, if it was allowed to be blown out of proportion for a larger length of time, then you would have like people like really mounting a large amount of these 7-star shards before the release of the crystal in next year. I mean, no, it could have got worse than it is, but they tackled it early, which I guess is good in some ways. And now I want to end the news show on a positive and fun story. So I was reached out to by Andy Decker61, and also this is a shout out to Andy Crawler. So this was really cool. So the story behind this is from Andy, and you can see here like there's a Battlegrounds exchange, and you kind of think like sometimes you don't know where Battlegrounds kind of like battles are going to go. Are people going to be annoyed? Are they going to point out cheating and stuff like that? But the reason that I'm mentioning this now is because it's got a wholesome story behind it. So the net message from this one is that a message from Andy. It says, I've had some close Battlegrounds calls so far this go round. But this latest one, man, double take city, 1 point lost. And you can see there like it's 51,374 to the opposing person's victory by 1 point. And you might be like, a lot of people will be like, damn, 1 point loss. So why I'm mentioning this is like it had a really nice spin to it. And I love when stories like this happen. So Andy said, I friended the guy after and we laughed about it. Wanted to share in case you had any interest of like showing your channel. We did, so I just wanted to kind of like mention this, and I think that's nice. Like people, a lot of people like fall out. I mean, I get kind of like annoyed because I'm just like, man, I need to. As I'm investing my time into this mode, I'm like, if I lose, I'm like, damn, man, I can't believe I wasted my time to lose. And granted, it could be a case you should have performed better, or there was an input issue, or there was something else. But it's nice when stories like this happen. That one person then goes, do you know what? I'm just going to friend this person and kind of point out like, I can't believe I lost by 1 point, and they both laugh about it. That's the stuff when you hear these things about the community and you just go, that was a nice story. So that's what we're going to end the week on. A nice little story of friendship out of a funny situation. One came out the victor, one didn't, but friendship grew from it. Yeah, thank you very much for watching this video. Thank you very much to those who support the channel as a YouTube member and as a patron who are on screen right now. Thank you so much. Also those that support on twitch.tv/RichTheMan live. And yeah, get those Prime subs in, and I'll see you in the next stream whenever that will be. Make sure to check out some other content which is located on screen right now, and I'll see you in the next video whenever that will be, which should be that debunking video. So if you want to laugh on a Friday, damn, you're going to get it.